Hey, what's up? This is Preston with SLC Guitar, and in this video I'm going to teach you the 3 easiest chords to learn on the guitar first. It doesn't matter if you play acoustic or electric, and these are the exact same chords and the way I teach the chords that I use at my guitar school with little kids as young as 5 years old or grown adults to get them up playing quickly and seeing some success. So let's jump right into it and get started. Okay, so what is a chord? A chord is basically when you play multiple notes at the same time. So for example, a single note or whatever, a chord would be like multiple notes at the same time. And to get this information across to you, I'm also going to teach you what is a chord diagram and how to read it. So here we go. I'm going to draw a couple lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm drawing up a chord diagram, and in a chord diagram, this is generally a thicker line because that is the guitar nut. So it's like your guitar straight up and down. So if I put this right here for a second, this would be the 6th string, 5th, 4, 3, 2, 1, and these horizontal lines would be your frets, right? So frets, of course, are those pieces of metal. You don't play on them, you're gonna play right behind. But if you're just starting, you can play right in the middle, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now I have this chord diagram right in front of me. And you can see on this one, these lines are thicker to help you know what is the 6th string. 6th string, bigger number, bigger string, right? All right, so how this works is if there's an X like so, that means you do not play those strings. And if there's a 0 like this, let's say 0, 0, 0, that would mean you play all of those strings just at the same time. So like this. Strings 3, 2, 0, you just strum them all. Whoop. Again, it doesn't matter if you're on acoustic or electric, it's the same thing. Easy enough. What I'm going to do here is give you your very first chord. I'm going to put a 4 right there. I put a 4 on the 3rd space, and what that means is, well, let me draw up a hand. There you go. In a chord diagram, numbers refer to your fingers as opposed to reading tab or tablature where the numbers equal the frets. All right, so 2 different things. This is a diagram, tab is reading music notation. So how this one works, again, 1st fret or 1st string, 1, 2, 3, put your pinky there, and now we're gonna strum from the strings 3, 2, and 1. That's it. Simple, right? So that is what I call a baby G chord. Now we're gonna learn what the baby means in a second, and I'll get to all that, but go ahead and just play that one nice and easy, and make sure you use your pinky. Okay, so you can play it, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Same thing, don't play on strings 4, 5, or 6, and we're gonna go like this. 0, 1, can you see that? 0, and that is gonna be our baby C chord, or C major. And how this works, 1st finger, we're gonna be on the 2nd string, 1st fret. See that? All right, now a couple things. If you squeeze your finger like that, that is the fingertip. If you're playing on the pad, fingertip, right? You got to get up and on those fingertips. And when you do that, don't do this. You're going to put a ton of tension right there. So as I build these chords, I can't help it. Like, I'm just not going to give you these chords. I'm also going to give you some technique and how to actually do them, right? And how to play them, because I realize that's also what you want. You just don't want to learn the chord. You want to be able to play it quickly. So make sure you're on your fingertips. If it doesn't sound out perfect, it's not that big a deal right now. Your #1 job in this is to memorize these chords. It doesn't even matter if it sounds good. I know everyone wants it to sound good, but as you play it, you may be accidentally muting the strings, and there's really no way to cheat this. You're gonna have to play the guitar a little bit and build some extra calluses. Those calluses will make it so you can get up and over or out of the way. It gives you a little extra finger, right? So if you have no calluses to press it down, you'll probably end up muting a string. Not that big a deal. It's like a kid learning to walk. We just need you to walk. It doesn't need to be pretty. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to go back and forth between these two chords and just say it out loud. G, C, G, C. All right, back and forth 10 times. If it doesn't sound perfect, we don't even care right now. I just need you to get this memorized. All right, moving on. You've now done that 10 times. You can play them without looking at the chord diagram. So your third chord looks like this. This is going to be a full E minor. All right, this one's not a baby chord, it's the full chord, and this one looks like this, or sounds like this. Sounds much more powerful because we're playing more of the strings, but first let's just get you to do it. So your second finger, remember 1, 2, 3, 4, second finger on the 5th string, 6, 5, 2nd fret, got it, and then third finger, this guy, on the 2nd string, or 2nd fret of the 4th string. Boom. So you see what's going on here? You saw my other videos where I'm like saying it's a lack of this. This is so critical. I mean, this is how your hand works, unless you're not human, and you probably are, right? So often people struggle with their chords because their thumb's over here and they can't stretch and they think there's something wrong with their hand size or something. Okay, I'm getting up and out of the way on my fingertips, but I'm not jutting this out and putting a massive amount of tension right there. I'm trying to keep this as straight as possible. And if you notice, this guitar is angled up. And this is one of the reasons why, like when people sit like this, I totally get it, but you can see instantly though there's a bit more tension. You can get away with it if you play guitar for a while, but for some players, it's like night and day difference in progress when I change the guitar, which leg it's on. Okay, so I'll let you play around with that if you want to do this leg or the other. But if you're getting a lot of tension in your hand, that's an easy fix. Okay, so you have 3 chords right now: the baby G, the baby C, and the full E minor. Now, what do I mean by baby? It's like this. So I'll use a G chord. This is a G chord. So is this. 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 All of those are G chords. They're just different shades of the same color. A chord color, like a different shade of the same color. And I need to bring that up because I know there's some people, it's like, well, wait a second. This isn't the real or the right G or the right C, and it's just as much as C or G as the other ones. It's just a lighter color. Lighter meaning like, here's a light one, here's the dark one. Does that make sense? So I just want to give you a little bit more knowledge as I do this. I just don't want to give you the chord and be like, here's how you move your fingers. Even though I guess that's what the video is supposed to be on. But there's a lot of ancillary things that you also need to know. Otherwise, you're going to become this player who can move your fingers but is so clueless on like everything as far as music goes. Okay? And I don't want that to happen to you. So if you watch any of my videos, you'll find that I do this all the time. Give you the knowledge that we're talking about, but then some of the other things surrounding it so you actually get it. So just to recap, we have these 3 easy chords for you to play, and it just so happens that these chords are friends, and that wasn't an accident. So these chords are going to work together in songs. You're going to learn songs, and you're going to find it's these same chords, And the last thing I want to do, again, is give you a bunch of chords that are not used together because they fight. The music doesn't sound good together. We'll talk about that kind of stuff later, but again, I'm setting you up for success here, so if you start playing some of your favorite songs, you're building your coordination to do the chord changes that you're going to do when you play songs, okay? So your number one job is, actually, continuing with our recap, you can read a chord diagram, you understand finger numbers as it relates to the chord diagram, you can play 3 chords, you understand chord colors, and some basic technique, okay? Now your job, or I should say your mission is going to be to memorize, that's a weird Z, but it is. All right, to memorize these chords, that's it. I just want them memorized. I don't care if they sound sucky. They probably will because we're just barely starting. Don't get hung up on that. The number one thing is to get them memorized. Once they are memorized, then you won't be distracted by trying to remember what to do, and we can start to tweak how to make them ring out and sound better. Okay, so that's your job. Okay, so if you have any questions on this topic, be sure to comment in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to make any clarifications on that. Yes, we will have other videos coming out with more chords and how to do basically everything on them. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you would like to skip all the heartache and have me build your chords step by step and all your theory, creativity, technique, everything, your aural skills, rhythm, I'm going to have a link in the description below to one of our killer courses that I've created, that I've tested for over 10 years on building students' coordination and chord changes and their theory and all that stuff. So you can check that out. And yeah, we'll see you in your next training.